Adobe's stock has been on an absolute roller coaster lately, and it's created a ton of anxiety and one massive question for investors. Is this a trap, or is this a golden opportunity? Well, today we're going to break down the fear, look at the actual facts, and see what the future really holds for this creative giant. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get into the market panic that triggered the big drop. Then, we're going to cut right through all that noise and look at the actual numbers. After that, we'll explore Adobe's powerful AI engine, unpack their brilliant freemium strategy, and finally, look ahead to what a new chapter of leadership really means. So first up, the panic. Let's really dig into what spooked the market so badly and had investors running for the exits. And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? After a fall that sharp, was the market being rational, or did it just create a massive buying opportunity for everyone else? Let's find out by looking at the data behind all the drama. And just look at how fast things went south. On March 12th, Adobe announces this historic leadership change. But here's the crazy part. Despite posting fantastic earnings, the stock immediately drops 5.5% in after-hours trading. And by the next morning, it was in a total freefall, plunging another 8% to around $247. So what in the world was driving this panic? Well, it really just boils down to two main fears. First, the idea that new generative AI tools could completely disrupt Adobe's creative kingdom. And second, all the uncertainty that comes with a new CEO taking over for the first time in almost 2 decades. Okay, but that was the market's feeling. That was the emotion. The fundamentals, they tell a completely different and frankly, a much, much stronger story. And this slide right here perfectly illustrates that disconnect. While the stock was getting hammered, Adobe's first quarter results absolutely blew away expectations. They beat on revenue, bringing in $6.4 billion, and they crushed their adjusted earnings per share, delivering $6.06. And listen, this wasn't just a minor beat. It was a major acceleration. We're talking 12% year-over-year growth in revenue. That shows a company that's not just holding steady, but is actually picking up speed. It's a powerful sign of health that the market just completely ignored in its panic. So for any investor watching, this is the crucial point. The sell-off has pushed Adobe's valuation to a historic low. This is a stock that has historically traded at a price-to-earnings multiple of over 30. Today, its forward PE sitting somewhere between 12 and 15. The market is essentially applying a massive discount to a company that's still growing incredibly strong. Now let's tackle that first big fear head-on: artificial intelligence. Is it the disruptive threat that investors think it is, or could it actually be Adobe's single greatest catalyst for growth from here on out? You see, here's the paradox. The market is scared that AI is going to make Adobe's tools obsolete, but Adobe's strategy? It's the complete opposite. They are leaning into AI as their main growth driver, and you just can't argue with the results. Their AI-related recurring revenue has tripled in just the last few years. And at the heart of all this is Firefly. Now, this isn't just another AI image generator. It's a whole family of commercially safe generative AI models. And that commercially safe part is everything. It means huge companies can use it without worrying about copyright or IP issues. It's built to be a powerful assistant, seamlessly integrated into the tools that millions of us already use every single day. And for their big enterprise clients, Adobe has built this really sophisticated 3-tiered solution. It all starts with Firefly, for just creating content. Then you've got Firefly Foundry, which lets a company train a custom model on its own brand assets and intellectual property. And finally, Firefly Services provides APIs to automate content creation at an industrial scale. You see, it's a complete ecosystem, not just a single tool. So the big question is this AI strategy actually working? Well, the most convincing proof is right there in the explosion of new users, all powered by a classic but incredibly effective freemium model. I mean, just let this number sink in for a second. In the first quarter, Adobe's entire ecosystem of products, it soared past 850 million monthly active users. That is a massive, highly engaged audience. And that's not a static number either. This user base is growing at an impressive 17% year over year. This is the foundation, the launching pad from which Adobe is going to monetize its new AI-powered services for years to come. Now, if we dig a little deeper, a huge chunk of this growth is coming from their creative freemium products. Things like the web and mobile versions of Photoshop, Premiere, and Firefly. That specific group of users has now crossed 80 million. And this is where the strategy is just absolutely brilliant. That freemium segment is growing at a staggering 50% year over year. What Adobe is doing is successfully attracting the next generation of creators, getting them into the ecosystem early, and building a massive funnel for future paying customers. It's just genius. Okay, and finally, let's address that second piece of the market's fear, the leadership transition, with the longtime CEO Shantanu Narayen stepping down. These are Shantanu Narayen's own words from the earnings call. So you see, this is not some sudden chaotic departure. He's framing it as a very deliberate, very strategic process. His whole focus is on ensuring a smooth transition to set Adobe up for its next decade of success. And here's the critical part. He's not just walking away. He's staying on as chair of the board. This ensures total continuity, providing guidance and support for the new CEO. It's a move that's specifically designed to minimize disruption and maintain the company's long-term vision. So we come full circle, but the question has completely changed. It's no longer about whether Adobe is an opportunity or a trap. With rock-solid fundamentals, a powerful AI-driven growth strategy, and a carefully planned leadership succession, the real question now is way more exciting. How is Adobe about to redefine the entire future of digital creativity for all of us?